If you Google the words world's biggest problems, you will find from fairly credible sources that millennials are most concerned about climate change and destruction of nature, large-scale conflict and wars, inequality in terms of income and discrimination, poverty and religious conflicts. Similarly, if you Google India's biggest problems and look at the related World Economic Forum article on it, it reveals skill development and employment, socio-economic inclusion of rural India, and a healthy and sustainable future are top priorities. It becomes clear without much scientific analysis that issues related to climate change, poverty and conflict are of top concern not just for the youth, but a majority of the educated population today. Keeping these issues in mind, when Dinanath Kolkar took over as IEEE Pune Section Chair 2 years ago, the idea of a single high-impact initiative, which addresses multiple concern areas, was born. A nudge from his mentor, who is also called the father of the Indian software industry, further gave the directional clarity that engineers need to do something for the farmers and bring innovation and technology to the farming sector. After all, over 50% of India's population is employed in agriculture and related areas, but it has a much lower GDP contribution compared to services, manufacturing. Also having the highest net cropped area in the world, when the world needs more forests to avoid a climatic emergency, seemed both a challenge to Dina and the team of volunteers who joined him. This innovation had to start by first addressing the problem of small farmers in our country perennially remaining in poverty and landing in a debt trap, leading to a tragic national catastrophe of farmer suicides. Only if such extreme issues are addressed can one talk about environmental issues like climate change and global warming. This problem has been ongoing since the 1990s. As of 2014, in Maharashtra alone, more than 60,000 suicides had taken place, with an average of 10 suicides every day, and while the annual number for Maharashtra, the state with the highest number of farmer suicides, have come down since 2015, it is still showing some volatility. Activists and scholars have offered a number of conflicting reasons for farmer suicides, such as high debt burdens, poor government policies, corruption in subsidies, crop failure, public mental health, personal issues, and family problems. The idea therefore evolved to conduct a pilot to a solution in one of the most extreme farmer suicide-prone regions in Maharashtra, across 6 villages, and upon its succeeding, the plan is to explore making the initiative mass scalable across the country. A core team of experts with enthusiasts for this initiative was created and expanded, and is called the Special Interest Group for Affordable Agriculture, and was infused with committed and passionate volunteers and organizations who had personally or professionally experienced working with farming, social, digital, communication, education, and technology-related issues and areas. The approach was that this innovation supplement the effort on the socio-economic dimension to such an extent that a positive and catalyzing impact supersedes any political or related issues.
The good thing was within the IEEE Execom in Pune section, there were a lot of people who came up and said, look, it's something we are also wanting to contribute. So the movement started from there. Dr. Ingre, Jagdish Chaudhary, Girish Kelari, everybody came forward and said, look, this is something we should definitely take up. And one thing led to another. We had Dr. Kelari, who is Girish's father, who contributed. We had the M-Krishi team. We had Pradeep Lokhande sir. So a lot of people just came together, and over a period of about 3 to 6 months, a complete ecosystem was created.
Having seasoned service industry, engineering and IT sector professionals providing leadership to IEEE Pune section to drive the Special Interest Group for Affordable Agriculture, the aim has been to make the small and marginal farmers prosperous. This initiative resonates well with IEEE's mission of advancing technology for humanity. The special interest group has a mission of creating an inclusive, sustainable, and scalable ecosystem to nurture innovation for the benefit of the farming community. It encourages engineering college students to drive frugal innovations for farmers. For this, a consortium of multiple academic institutes has set up affordable agriculture labs in 6 engineering colleges. The initiative also focuses on creating conviction about scientific, eco-friendly, and collective farming communities. Demo farms have been set up which are both modern and realistic.
Manolok and Swapnabhumi did phenomenal work and played a very constructive role in setting up these demo farms. Once this foundational work was in place, we took up some value-adding activities as part of this project. Some of the important ones were exhibition on affordable agriculture, publication on sustainable agriculture, which we called as Shashwat Sheti. We collated articles for that. At the same time, we launched our new website called www.sheti.org. We also did some workshops for the farmers in Pune. One of the 3-day workshops in Agriculture College was inaugurated by the former Chief Secretary Ratnakarji Gaikwad. And this was very, very motivating for all our farmers. It is very satisfying to see the results this project has produced. There is a lot of positivity seen in the villages, and there is an urge to do more and more for the farmers. Even the farmers themselves are extremely motivated, and they have certainly developed a lot of conviction about this approach. And an organization like IEEE has managed to get all these stakeholders together on a very neutral platform, and this journey, I'm sure, is going to continue, and we will be doing more and more for the farmers. This will also help stop migration to the cities. It might even trigger reverse migration from cities to the villages. And once the youth start continuing in the villages, doing careers in the villages, I'm sure the rural India will become much more vibrant, and independent, self-sufficient villages will become a reality very soon for our country.
The workshops are organized frequently for educating farmers, which focus not only on the latest farming knowledge, but also on how to stay away from debt traps, which are primarily caused by focusing excessively on cash crops. All these efforts have now evolved into a business model to enhance their income levels. The central government's initiative of actively promoting farmer-producer companies, or FPCs, is also helping all the pieces come together faster. In order to wean away from the temptations and perils of cash crops, for now the project is focusing on 2 key themes, namely self-sufficiency and value addition.
What does self-sufficiency mean? See, what is happening today is there is a mad rush after cash crops. By cash crop, what I mean is sugarcane, cotton. Even for that matter, for them, soybean is also cash crop. So they go after it. What happens is, after you grow cotton, at the end of the post-harvesting, you get directly a check. So there is a huge excitement in the home. The check has come. It comes of a big amount. Because at that point, the farmer, because of financial illiteracy, they have forgotten they have invested money on it. At that juncture, that check is the profit. They don't calculate that. They don't remember to remove the expense part of it. So that all is profit at that point. And that the farmer, what they typically end up doing is to buy a mobile phone, fancy mobile phone or a motorbike. And then next day they will tell the family that, no, why are you giving milk to the kid? Because the milk has to be bought. You give tea. Tea should be good enough. This is how their families are suffering. And then for the next sowing season, they will again get loan at a very high rate. That's how life continues. So self-sufficiency means whatever you need in your house, in your home, grow it yourself. So this model is like this. They will grow groundnuts, kardai, tur dal, jawar, vegetables, milk, soybean. With this, what they will do, there is one column called, the second principle is value addition. So what we have donated to them, this is what we have donated to them. We have given them a oil mill, we have given them which is lakdi ghana, we have given them a dal mill, solar dryer, desi cows of course they are getting themselves, then equipment for soya milk extraction, all this is given. Now all this, if you see, except soybean is consumed at home already. So this is a part of their staple diet, and soybean is also ready. So all this will be consumed at home. The balance remaining can be sold, but not directly. The selling will happen only post value addition. So there is no distress selling in this. Whatever they do, first they consume, then whatever remains is processed, and then they can sell it at their convenience and when they get a right optimal price. So this is the model we have come up with for the farmers, and this is being practically implemented. So
Getting experts from IT industry in project and program management has proven very relevant for managing this project successfully. They have also published in books and websites about such causes, which has helped garner more support for this and related initiative. Bringing in a diverse set of stakeholders from industry, academia, and social sector together in order to accomplish the initial project objective of helping the small farmers is beginning to work and can be heard in their own words.
नमस्कार, मी रामभाऊ जाधव. मी एक सेंद्रिय शेती करत असतो. तरी मला स्वप्नवी पालम तालुक्यातील स्वप्नवी यांनी मला एक ट्रेनिंगला बोलवलं होतं. तर त्याच्यात होईल तेवढं शक्य कमीत कमी खर्चामध्ये किती उत्पन्न वाढेल, तरी मी याची डेमो म्हणून एक आंबाडीचं पीक निवडलं. आंबाडीला न फवारता न काही करता याला सध्या सरासरी एक 40 ते 50 एका झाडाला बोंडी आहे. तर याचं भरघोस उत्पन्न आहे सर. याचं उत्पन्न हेक्टरी कमीत कमी 25 क्विंटल भाव येते. तर याच्यामध्ये मी सोयाबीन आंतरपीक म्हणून घेतलं, तर तरी मला 9चा उतारा सोयाबीनचा आला आणि हेक्टरी 25 क्विंटलचा उतार येते. न काही करता न हे करता अखंड लांब लांब 1 हेक्टरमध्ये मी यावर्षी आंबाडीचं उत्पन्न घेतलं आहे. त्याला न फवारणी न खात हे करता. परत याच्यानंतर ही आंबाडी उपटून काही याला का त्रास नाही, काही ना कापणी उभा करणं, तिळासारखे झडकीने टाकून देणे. नंतर याच्यामध्ये गहू, उन्हाळी मिरची किंवा हे घेऊ शकतो, कांदा, असं मिळून कमीत कमी खर्चामध्ये जास्तीत जास्त उत्पन्न मला भेटलं.
आणि आमच्याकडे बी पणतळ आहे, पण आम्ही आता ह्या वर्षी पुन्हा आणखीन पुढच्या वर्षी आणखीन करण्याचा प्रयत्न करणार आहे. शेततळी जेव्हा भागेल त्याला सगळ्याला ऑनलाईन करून सगळ्याचा करण्याचा विचार आहे आमचे. आणखी आमचे उत्पन्न वाढण्याची अशी अपेक्षा आहे त्याच्यामधून, आणि वाढतील असं वाटतंय.
Also breaking silos between 2 agriculture colleges and engineering colleges for this initiative has begun in a very constructive manner.
We realized that the agriculture college and the engineering colleges were not necessarily collaborating, and this was a great opportunity for us to bring technology and agri field together.
मी 3rd इयरला आहे आणि आम्ही इंजिनियर्स आहोत. सो फक्त कॉलेजमध्ये बसून किंवा लॅबमध्ये बसून आम्ही नेहमीच काहीतरी करत असतो. परंतु रिअल पोझिशन, रिअल सिच्युएशनमध्ये जाऊन, गावाकडे जाऊन ती गोष्ट जी आम्ही विचार करतो ती रिअल टाईममध्ये चालते का ती फक्त लॅबपुरताच मर्यादित राहते, ही आम्ही कधी टेस्ट केलीच नाही. तो प्लॅटफॉर्म आम्हाला दिला IEEE. मी IEEE आलो, जॉईन झालो आणि माझे जे काही कल्पना होत्या, ज्या काही गोष्टी होत्या मी विचार करायचो, त्या ॲक्च्युअली IEEE मला प्लॅटफॉर्म दिला आणि स्पॉन्सरशिप देखील दिली. सो स्पॉन्सरशिप पण मिळाली आणि प्लॅटफॉर्म पण मिळाला. सो या दोघा गोष्टी करून आम्ही शेतकऱ्यांचे प्रॉब्लेम्स ॲड्रेस करू शकलो.
As this first part of the project stabilizes, the focus is now on looking at the problems from a lens of data science. Farmers handle and depend on a lot of complex data unknowingly, and this is where the engineering students can and have been playing a helping role, as well as getting real-world problem-solving exposure.
It was important to inculcate empathy in the students. It is very important to understand the multidisciplinary nature of solving problems and create projects which are more focused on understanding the end-to-end of problem to the solution.
While we plan to scale up the innovation across the country through the well-established network of different IEEE sections as well as support from the government, addressing farmer suicides and poverty is just the tip of the iceberg. We are sure to see improved metrics on the issues being tackled here in the coming months and years. The focus will have to be shifted to the environmental and climate change aspect connected with farming and related activities, and align with the United Nations Sustainability Development Goals for 2030. Tama Carlton, a researcher at the University of California at Berkeley, compared suicide and climate data, concluding that climate change in India may have a strong influence on suicides during the growing season, triggering more than 59,000 suicides in 30 years. Agriculture contributes to climate change both by anthropogenic emissions of greenhouse gases and by the conversion of non-agricultural land, such as forests, into agricultural land. Agriculture, forestry, and land use change contributed around 20 to 25% of global annual emissions in 2010, that is more than all of transportation put together. Scientists are also saying that if we do not focus on the interrelatedness of the whole ecosystem, this climate crisis could spiral into a complete systemic collapse with no return, leading to mass extinctions of species. The Holocene extinction, otherwise referred to as the sixth mass extinction. The included extinctions span numerous families of plants and seeds, animals, including mammals, birds, amphibians, reptiles, and arthropods. The current rate of extinction of species is estimated at 100 to 1,000 times higher than natural background rates. Ecosystem degradation and imbalances has a negative impact on both climate and farming ecosystems. The good news is that there are tools and simple solutions, in the form of science-based farming practices and humane socio-emotional support, that can buffer farmers from climate damage, climate-related grief, and help make them and their farms more resilient and sustainable. But farmers face many obstacles, the key one being feeling of separation, and not being supported by the whole web of life. Many also lack an understanding of the global climate emergency, and the role they can play as eco-warriors to sequester carbon, and become stewards of Mother Earth. Farmers and their families need to be provided easy to access and understand education to see farming not just as a business activity, but also empower themselves as ecosystem designers and land restorers. Finally, we need to regenerate the spirit of the farmers, which will regenerate the ecology of their ecosystems to financially and economically productive biodiversity. In our next episode, we will take a deeper look at the connection between farming, climate change, and how farming can be done in a sustainable, restorative system.